Okay, this time I still have an equation with variables or drama on both sides of my street. There's my street. But to kick it up a notch, we now have fractions. And I know how some of you are, ooh, scary fractions. But really, there's nothing to be afraid of. When you see that you have fractions, especially more than one fraction, okay, if the fractions bother you and you don't want to add and subtract fractions, the easiest thing to do is to multiply everything by the least common denominator. Okay? And that is the smallest number that both denominators will divide into evenly. So you can see in this case, our least common denominator, well, over here we have a 9, and then here we have a 3 in our denominator. So 9 goes into 9 one time. 3 also divides into 9 two times. So the least common denominator is 9. So your first step is going to be multiplying everything by 9. So you got to use that distributive property, which means I got to give everybody some love. I got to take this 9 and I got to multiply 9 by 3, and then I got 9 by negative 2/9. Again, give everybody some love. So I'm going to take 9 times 3 minus 9 times 2/9 times b. I still have my equal sign. And then likewise over here, I got to give everybody some love over here. So I got to multiply 9 by everything on this side, on the right-hand side. So I take 9 times 1/3 times b minus 9 times 7. So here I have 9 times 3 is 27. Now if you look on the near minus sign, if you look at the next term, these 9's cancel because 9 divided by 9 is 1. So I'm left with 2b. And then here I have 9 times 1/3, which you can just say, what's 1/3 of 9? 3 goes into 9 3 times. 3 times 1 is 3. And then minus 9 times 7 is 63. Now you can see we have a case where we have drama on both sides of the street. We got to get rid of the drama. Again, you want to get rid of the smallest amount. So you ask yourself, what's smaller, negative 2 or 3? And hopefully you'll agree that negative 2 is smaller than 3. So since I'm minus 2b, we want to get rid of the minus 2b, so we're going to add 2b. And if I add 2b on the left-hand side of the street, I have to add 2b to the right-hand side of the street. Again, you want to make sure you add friends with friends. So this is a 0 pair, and I'm left with on the left-hand side a 27 equals 3b's plus 2b's gives me 5b's minus 63. Now we have that handy-dandy Kegel two-step, which means I box the term I want to solve for. Ask yourself, who didn't make it inside the box? Well, it looks like a minus 63 did not make it inside the box. So what undoes subtracting 63? Adding 63. So I want to add 63 to both sides of the equation. So when we add over here, I get 7 plus 3 is 10, carry the 1, 2 plus 6 is 8, plus 1 is 90, equals 5b. So that's the first step in our Kegel's two-step. Our second step is to divide by what's next to the variable. In this case, it is a 5. So if you don't know what 90 divided by 5 is, you can always just go over here and do a little long division. 5 goes into 9 one time. 1 times 5 is 5. 9 minus 5 is 4. Bring down the 0. 5 goes into 40 8 times. 8 times 5 is 40. And you can see, oops, I'm out of room there. Looks like B is equal to 18.